welcome back to another episode of Top 10 Nerd. I am AJ Spatola, and these are the top 10 futuristic superheroes more powerful than you think. At number 10 is Terry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond. In a future where the iconic Batman Bruce Wayne has hung up his cape, but fear not, because the Project Cadmus director Amanda Waller had foreseen this eventual outcome. She believed that another Batman would be necessary, and thus Project Batman Beyond was born. The plan was as audacious as it was ingenious, combining Batman's DNA from his battles with cutting-edge nanotechnology. With the genetic blueprint secured, the only missing piece was a suitable family to raise a successor. Enter the McGinnis household, where Warren and Mary turned out to be the perfect genetic match, akin to Martha and Thomas Wayne. After a seemingly routine flu shot, they became the proud parents of Terry McGinnis, essentially Bruce Wayne reborn. Amanda even contemplated sending an assassin to ensure history played out, but that idea mercifully fell by the wayside. As Terry grew through his high school years, he found himself tangling in a street gang known as the Jokers, with a Z. A chance encounter with an older, weathered Bruce Wayne on the grounds of Wayne Manor led him to a faithful partnership. Terry's assistance helped Bruce fend off the gang, and in turn, Terry discovered the hidden entrance to the Batcave. However, as fate would have it, Warren was taken out by the corrupt CEO Derek Powers, who had taken over Wayne Powers. Terry's pursuit of answers led him back to Wayne Manor, where he found himself demanding information and eventually taking matters into his own hands. He audaciously stole a Batman suit and confronted Powers, proving himself more than capable. If you're enjoying this video so far, you can support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing that notification bell. Really helps us out, and I appreciate it. At number 9 is Iron Lad. The current big bad of the MCU was a hero at one point in his many alternate timelines. And while Kang the Conqueror has had more identities than there are timelines in the multiverse, at one point he was a protector rather than a conqueror. In the year 3016, Nathaniel Richards, also known as Kang the Conqueror, is saved by his future self from a lethal assault by bullies. This pivotal event alters his path towards villainy. See, Nathaniel is bestowed by his future Kang the Conqueror self with new armor and catches a glimpse of his future as Kang the Conqueror. However, instead of embracing this identity, he rebels against his future self and employs the armor to travel back in time to modern day Earth, specifically the 616 reality. Upon arriving, Nathaniel discovers the disseminated Avengers Mansion, a result of Scarlet Witch's descent into madness. Despite his efforts to travel further back into time, he encounters the remains of Vision, and so by linking into Vision's systems, he assimilates all of his programs, including a fail-safe plan to form a new team of Avengers in case the original team disbands or faces destruction. Adopting the moniker Iron Lad, Nathaniel Richards assembles the Young Avengers, modeling his armor after Iron Man. Later on, Kang returns to the present seeking Iron Lad, intending to send him back to his own time to prevent further disruption in the time stream. Engaging in a battle with the Young Avengers, Kang gains the upper hand until Iron Lad unexpectedly impales him from behind with a sword. This act leads to further reality disturbances, prompting Iron Lad to realize that he must accept his future as Kang the Conqueror in order to reverse the disruptions in time. Before returning to 3016, his memory is erased and his armor is removed. While the Young Avengers lose a member in Young Kang, his armor fuses with Vision's programming, resulting in a new Vision on the team. At number 8 is Future State Superman. Yeah, you heard me right, Superman is on this list, and I'm sure you don't need me to remind you how powerful Superman is in the present, but in the future state? Not so much. Imagine, if you will, a future in which personal information is exploited to portray the Justice League, leading to their catastrophic breakup. And if that's not bad enough, Superman finds himself impaled with kryptonite, imprisoned in a kryptonite chamber, and subjected to bizarre experiments by a character named Mr. Toad. And if that's not a hefty enough dose of mystery, fast forward a bit more, and Superman's son, John Kent, has taken over the mantle of Metropolis Savior, leaving Kal-El to be trapped by Mongol in a grueling battle arena within Warworld. This leaves Superman completely depowered, forced to fight endlessly for his life until his inevitable demise, only to be resurrected by Mongol, pushing him to fight ceaselessly. But Superman's spirit doesn't waver. He becomes a beacon of hope, rallying other captives to rebel against their tyrannical master. At number 7 is Space Punisher. In an alternate universe, Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, takes revenge to a whole new level. Dubbed the Space Punisher in Earth 12091, his family's demise at the Six-Fingered Hand ignites a cosmic vendetta. He later confronts a bizarre lineup of foes. Blood Queen, Brood Queen, she's history. Sabretooth and Deadpool, they're gone too, and so is Hulk. The quest leads to Avengers Planet, a clash with Jarvis and Galactus' gear, and an ultimate showdown with the Watchers. In this dimension, Frank Castle's transformation to the Space Punisher is a cosmic saga of retribution. At number 6 is the infamous Dr. Doom. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard me right. This Doom is a superhero. In the year 2099, the twist of fate has our favorite metal-clad villain stepping into the limelight as a hero. And mind you, there's not just one, but 3 versions of Doom to shake it up in the future. Now, it might be a tad confusing, so buckle up. First, we got our Victor Von Doom that we all know and love, spruced up a bit with no scars and a hint of youthfulness. But there's also an imposter, Eric Cerny, lurking around with a villainous intentions. A brainwashed pretender, if you will. And then, as a cherry on top, there's Tiger Wilde, a cyborg ruler of Liberia, giving that unmistakable Doomish vibe with his metallic exterior and affinity for ruling with an iron fist. Now, as the dust settles, the real Doom emerges victorious, and he ends up hatching plans to conquer the good old US of A. But before you label him the next tyrant, hold your judgment, because his intentions are surprisingly heroic, on a mission to topple the mega corporations that have hijacked the nation, controlling every nook and cranny of existence. But Dr. Doom is pulling all the stops, using his genius and, dare I say, newfound heroism to reshape the future. At number 5 is WAVERIDER, originally known as Matthew Wider, once a human scientist in a world ruled by the oppressive Monarch. Monarch had eradicated all of Earth's superheroes and crushed the will of its people. Inspired by a childhood rescue by the enigmatic hero Bennett Dilly, Ryder decided to fight back against Monarch's tyrannical reign. Throughout an experimental process, Ryder transformed into the WAVERIDER, gaining the ability to freely traverse time. As WAVERIDER, he possessed the power to merge with individuals and glimpse their most probable future. Following Monarch's eventual defeat, WAVERIDER continued to employ his temporal abilities to aid others throughout the time stream. However, his endeavors often brought him into conflict with the Linear Men, a group tasked with preserving the integrity of time. At number 4 is the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Imagine a future where the Avengers couldn't save the day, and where Thanos emerges victorious in a truly chilling way. Enter the Cosmic Ghost Rider, a character with a backstory that's as grim as it gets. Cosmic Ghost Rider was once Frank Castle, the Punisher. Yeah, that's right. This list is serving up not 1, but 2 Punishers from space. He became the spirit of vengeance, only to return to Earth after it had been reduced to a lifeless wasteland. In a desperate attempt to thwart Thanos, he embraced the role of a Herald of Galactus, wielding the mighty power Cosmic. But even this power couldn't undo Thanos' stranglehold on existence. In a shocking twist, Cosmic Ghost Rider switches sides, joining forces with the very tyrant he once fought. At number 3 is Bishop. Bishop is a mutant hailing from an alternate dystopian future. You know, it's not uncommon for mutants to have a thing coming from various bleak futures, but Bishop takes the cake. Lucas Bishop is a mutant from a dystopian future where he has time traveled to join the legendary mutants he'd only heard legends of, the X-Men. In his original future timeline, mutants are confined to camps, and the X-Men, along with Professor X, have all bitten the bullet. Bishop and his sister Shard were born in one of these camps and branded with M tattoos above their eyes for identification. Later on, serving in the mutant police force called XSE, Bishop traveled back in time while pursuing a criminal named Fitzroy. Joining the X-Men, Bishop reevaluated his upbringing and found support and a sense of family among the X-Men. At one point, however, Bishop betrayed the X-Men after the birth of Hope, the mutant messiah, who was believed to have caused the persecution of mutants in Bishop's future. I mean, Bishop's past, which is the future for everyone else. Time travel, am I right? At number 2, Booster Gold. Booster Gold, also known as Michael Carter, is a time-traveling superhero hailing from the 25th century. Armed with advanced technology, he fights crime with the help of his robotic sidekick Skeets. His closest ally is Blue Beetle, and together they form a dynamic duo. However, due to his carefree and somewhat self-centered nature, Booster Gold is often not taken seriously by his peers, leading to frequent underestimation. In his origin story, Michael was a talented college football player who resorted to gambling on his own games to cover his mother's medical expenses. Despite his intention to quit after settling the bills, his father compelled him to continue the scam. Eventually, he was caught and banned from football. Forced to work as a night janitor, he eventually robbed the museum where he was employed, stealing all kinds of time travel tech, and then proceeded to escape into the 21st century, seeking fame and fortune as a superhero. And at number 1 is Spider-Man 2099. Working for Alchemex in 2099, Miguel became increasingly dissatisfied with the corporation's control over the city. Pressured by Tyler Stone, Miguel reluctantly tested a genetic coding process on a subject named Mr. Sims, resulting in Sims transforming into a grotesque creature and passing away. Fed up with Alchemex, Miguel attempted to quit, but was tricked into consuming a hallucinogenic substance called Rapture, which bonded to his DNA. This substance was manufactured solely by Alchemex, and Stone expected Miguel to remain dependent on it. And so, in order to break free from the addiction, Miguel decided to undergo the same genetic procedure that eliminated Sims, using his own original genetic code as a baseline. However, his supervisor, Aaron Delgado, sabotaged the process in an attempt to eliminate him. Despite the sabotage, Miguel survived the procedure with his DNA fused with spider genes, granting him various powers and freeing him from his Rapture addiction. As always, if there's a futuristic superhero you think I've missed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Peace out, nerds.